Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Today we are going to make a simple watercolor painting. Let's start by marking the margins. I'll make 1 centimeter margin from all the 4 sides. I'll mark at these points here at the corners, and then using this point as the guideline, I'll mask this area. Take the masking tape and make the margin like this. Carefully place it on the points, and at the bottom also I'll use that mark that I made at 1 centimeter as guideline, and I'll stick the tape like this. Repeat the step for all the other 3 sides that are left. Let's start with the sketch now. Using the pencil, make the underwater land over here like this, and make another line over here. Now over here, make an oval like this for the turtle. Make its tail over here like this, and its legs. Make the other legs over here. Now carefully make the head this way. Again, I'm adding an oval over here for the head, and then I'll add the details. The turtle over here will be painted with a dark color, so I'm just shading it out like this, roughly. You don't need to do it, it's not necessary, but it helps in defining the shape a little bit. So I'm adding it and I'm darkening out the edges, making them crisp clear. Next, we will use the wet on wet technique for adding the background of this painting. The base color, I'll make the paper wet with a big brush over here like this, and make sure that the paper is wet and it absorbs a little bit of water as well. That way the paper stays wet for a longer period of time. Next, I'm using cobalt blue color for adding the color for the base. This way I apply the color here, and make sure that you are not leaving any lines, any brush stroke. It should blend in perfectly, and I'm trying to paint a gradient over here. It's not white on the top, but a very light layer of blue on top of it. I add more color over here at the base, making it a bit darker. Next, using a clean brush, lift off paint from this area in a circular manner like this, forming a semicircle. After each step, clean the brush on a tissue paper or wash it and then absorb the extra water on the tissue. But use the tissue, it is very vital at this step. It will help in maintaining the right amount of water in the brush for this lifting technique. Next, over here, I'll add strokes like this way. Then I'll add another stroke from here. This will show the sunlight piercing down the water waves here. Similarly, go ahead and add more such rays of sun in the water using the same technique. Now we'll wait for it to dry, and once it's dry, we'll add another layer of paint over it. Because as I can see, it's already a very light layer of blue, and once watercolor dries, it becomes lighter. So after drying, you can see over here how light this area is. So I'll apply water over here again, and I'll repeat all the steps again, but this time I'll make sure that I add more pigment, more blue pigment and less water. Now I'm also adding strokes like this, leaving out the sun ray area this way. I'll do it on the other side as well. Next, I'm adding dark color strokes like this over here. Now using a clean brush, I'll lift off the paint from this area, forming a very natural sunlight or sun ray area. The sun rays entering the water. Once you are done with this step, use a hairdryer to make it dry to fasten up the process, or you can wait for it to dry out completely, but make sure that once it's dried, you have a crisp layer of paper on it. Like when you're touching the paper, it should feel dry and not cool. If it feels cool, then it means that the paper is still wet and you have to wait for it to dry out completely so that it's crisp when you touch it. Next, I'll take cobalt blue and I'll add a mountain over here like this using the brush. Next, using a thin brush, we'll add plants over here. I'll make leaves like this using the same blue color. Next, I'll add a long leaf like this, which is very flowy because it's in water. And make sure that it is thick at the bottom and it gets thinner as it moves upwards. Then add more leaves like this over here and add them on the other side as well. Make sure you're using the same blue color that you used for the land. And once you're done with this plant thing, you add another layer of blue color over the land, same blue color, in order to even out the surface and make it look like the plants are a part of the silhouette of this land. Using a hairdryer, I'll dry this out. Next, using the dark blue color, paint the other land. I'm using Persian blue and mixing a little bit of black in it. Make sure when you're painting, you have a flat wash over this. And the color is not very watery, but it's very pigmented, so that we have a very dark tone of paint over here. No strokes should be visible, but it should be all flattened out. So you can add as many layers as you want in order to make it smooth and flawless. Using the same color, paint the turtle over here. You can switch to a small brush as well, a brush that has a fine tip, in order to make the turtle beautifully, because it has a little bit of small edges, fine edges like the feet, the head. So choosing a small brush, one that has a fine tip, will be beneficial for you. I'm adding another layer of paint over here on the land to even it out. Using the same mixture of color, add leaves over here as well. using white color, add highlights on the turtle, on the plants, and some circles, some droplets over here like this using the brush. These white dots are the bubbles in the water. As our turtle is living and breathing, so it's producing some bubbles over here like this, and also it's swimming, so that can also be a possible reason for the bubbles. After adding bubbles over here, add these highlights on the turtle as well. A fine line of white color, that's all that we need. On the turtle, on the plants, that's it. Once you're done with this, wait for it to dry out completely, and then we'll remove the masking tape. And that's it, we are done with the painting.